Alright lads, so the other day K-Lab did finally introduce a new way to farm small and medium scrolls without having to go through the entire pain that is Chronicle Quest. But having said that, for some reason K-Lab still wanted to make farming small and medium scrolls a massive pain, and they did this by implementing one of the most engaging types of content mechanics in the game: dodge. So yes, throughout these 10 quests that you can do throughout the week, all of them have a different type of enemy, all with their own different requirements of dodging enemies. And because of that, K-Lab have purposely done this to make it so you actually want to summon for these characters that can read dodges. That said though, you don't actually need these characters to actually complete the quest, and I will show you how to easily do it without the need of these characters. But for those that actually want to know what type of characters are good for these certain types of quests, I've gone ahead and made a cheat sheet for you lads. So what you can see on the screen right now is fairly simple. This character has the read dodges to farm this quest, or to do it without having to deal with the 80% dodge rate that some enemies have. As you can see, Jackie, the newest mid-month character, is a mind no affiliation killer with the read no affiliation dodges, therefore she can actually complete the medium SP scroll quest, where she can just do it again with ease. Same goes for Gin. Gin is a no affiliation killer for the power attribute, so therefore he can actually get the medium stamina scrolls. Now for the most part, it's actually kind of unfortunate that most of the characters here are actually limited. There's only 2 premium characters of these 10 characters, and funny enough, 2 of them, that being the 2000 Your Blood War characters, aren't even summonable anymore, so that kind of does suck. But if you do have them, then they're going to be a lifesaver for saving yourself time when farming this every single week. The good thing about these quests too is that the dodge for these enemies shouldn't actually change, so for the most part, it's only going to be these 10 characters that are going to be useful for farming these small and medium scrolls every single week, which is a good thing if you eventually do get them, because for the most part, some of these characters you might not ever use. Personally, I never see myself using the first part of Aaroniero, but now I'm actually very glad I have him, so therefore I can actually use him every single week to get myself some medium focus scrolls, which I'm definitely not going to complain about. Having said that though, do keep in mind this quest does actually have a 3-minute time limit. You can't continue. Each attribute has a 2x damage bonus, and killer effect is actually buffed by 5 times. So this basically means you one-shot. In fact, all these 10 characters here, because they are guaranteed to hit the enemy they are going against, they pretty much one-shot anything, even if you aren't even built up, regardless of your accessory investment or your transcendent investment, which means if you do have these characters, again, they're going to be a lifesaver because you can just breeze through content. Having said that though, if you don't have these characters, what is your next best option? Well, here is a simple way on beating any dodge quest in the future, whether this is from here, in Senkamon, in some next future point event, some next future hard difficulty event. Whenever you see a dodge stage, it's very simple on how to beat it. And the trick to that, which I'm sure some of you are aware of, is just to use NAD characters. Yes, that's simple. It's not that hard. Trust me, what I did at the start of this week when these quests did come out was to not use the dodge characters. Instead, I wanted to make it a struggle for myself, and I use characters that don't have dodge. And the best way, again, to do that is to use NAD characters. And the reason for this is because NAD characters have a constant way of dishing out damage, and that's from their NAD string. SP characters, unfortunately, have to wait for their strong attacks to cool down, and that can actually slow down your run, especially against the enemies that have the 80% chance to dodge you. So as I mentioned, the best way to tackle this is to use your NAD characters, because they have a NAD button that has no cooldown, and if they do get hit in, thanks to the damage buffs that you are getting from this quest, you're pretty much one-shotting the enemy. So that's basically the best way to cheese this type of quest if you don't have the correct character. As you can see from the gameplay, I was using multiple NAD characters with different transcendence level, and I pretty much cleared exactly how I was expecting to. It didn't really fail once. There was one time where I did fail, but that's because I got hit too many times, and that was on my fault for not dodging correctly. When I actually did use a transcendent character, a max transcendent character, to make it harder on myself, I actually just didn't give the character accessories. So in the case of the Kisuke run, yes, he is max transcended, but he's missing out on like 100 extra % attack. So I did this just to show you lads that you don't really need perfect accessories to actually beat this quest. Just make sure you do fulfill the killer and also the attribute that you are going against. At the same time, what I did find out is that someone like Tatsuki, for example, the free Senkamon character, if you do actually have her, because you have access to 5 of these characters, even to a certain extent, maybe even Zangetsu, although I haven't tested him out, they can pretty much beat the quest. So technically, for those really stressing that you can't do it, you have a free-to-play option in the form of the Senkamon Tatsuki. Again, in the certain situation, because you are going against an 80% chance to dodge your attacks, there might be a situation where you run out of time if you are very unlucky, but there's no repercussion for losing. You just go back into it and try again. Yes, it does suck. It is a bit weird for some reason that they put the dodge, one of the most annoying mechanics in the game, to these small and medium scrolls, which should be easier to get compared to the large scrolls, which isn't the case right now. Large scrolls are definitely way easier to get compared to the small and medium ones. Doesn't make sense. implement. I think it should be the opposite. But personally, I know a lot of people do hate the dodge mechanic. I do too, but I do like the way they have implemented this into the game by giving these 10 specific characters a reason to be used, because that's something this game does lack. A lot of the times this game is only required 1 or 2 characters to beat pretty much 99% of the content, and when they are dishing out 6 characters per month, they need to give you a reason to summon for these characters, and not even summon, just use these characters, because again, I have most of these characters here. I've never used any of them, besides Ichigo and Kisuke. That's pretty much it. I had Shinji, I have Noritora, and I have Grimmjow, but I've never really used them. Other than that, though, yeah, just bring your best Nat character, go for it. At the very least, you do always have the 5x soul ticket option, so if you are, let's say, just going for the heart scrolls or the mind scrolls, for example, at the very least, you can do the 5x run and save yourself potential an extra 10 minutes because you have to do each run individually. So while, yes, it does suck that the dodge is actually being implemented in this type of quest, at the very least now, if you ever do pull these characters in the future, you're going to be more happy to pull them because they're going to make farming this every single week a lot easier. For example, I know for a fact the most sought after scroll for this type of quest is going to be the medium heart scrolls and also the medium mind scrolls, and those 2 characters are actually premium, so you will eventually pull them in the future, and when you do it, you're definitely going to be happy to have those characters. That said though, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If it did help you out, show support by liking it, and let me know which one you're actually farming. For me personally, I just did 2 each quest. Started from next week though, I'm definitely going to prioritize getting the SP scrolls and probably focus, and if I ever need to max transcend a power character, then I'm definitely going to be picking up the attack or power scrolls, starting maybe in a few weeks time. But that said, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.